Welcome back. I'm Felix, and I got some more Reddit stuff for you. I actually saw this originally on TikTok, and I wanted to react to it. Basically, the guy wants to know if he's an a-hole for not showing enough sympathy when his wife got hurt. I listened on TikTok. I was just like, oh, I need to react to this one. It's not going to go the way you think. If you haven't seen this one, you'll see. But let's get into it. And it looks like Angela from Smosh is on this one. All right, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'm ready to get into this one.
I don't know how I feel about this one.
Okay.
It's confusing. So it's coming from AITAH, 16 days old.
Okay.
Titled, Am I the asshole for not showing more sympathy for my wife when she mangled her hand using a gift from her mother that I told her was dangerous?
Right off the bat, when I heard the title, I'm thinking, you warned her it was dangerous. She used it anyways. In my opinion, without even hearing the story, my first reaction is no. If I warn you, hey, don't put the gun to your head because you'll die if you pull the trigger, and you put the gun to your head and you pull the trigger, I'm okay. That is extreme, but yeah, if you've been warned that, hey, this is dangerous, don't use it, and you use it anyway, that's entirely your fault. And I maybe even go, I told you not to touch that. Maybe I won't do it right then and there, but eventually I am going to go, I told you not to touch that damn thing. And so that was my first reaction.
My wife will not ever refuse a gift from her mom. And once she accepts it, she will be sure to use it. This has never been a problem before.
I'm trying to think of, I've never refused a gift. I'll take the gift and I'll look it over and then it'll sit. If I look at it and go, oh, I'm never using this. There used to be a time they used to get me cologne when I was a kid or a teenager. I'd take it and I would never use it. One time the cologne changed. It's so long. Like, oh, I'm so happy I didn't use that. Jesus.
I don't give a shit about how our front yard is infested with gnomes and other ceramic crap. I don't care that we have decorative spoons from around the world. I do care that my mother-in-law gave us a double-edged serrated bread knife. I saw a new handle in our knife block, so I took it out to look at it. It looked dangerous. I tried cutting some sourdough with it, and I almost cut myself. I told my wife it was dangerous and we should just put it away. She insisted it was fine and left it. Whatever. I told both of our kids not to use it. It took 5 days. My wife was cutting a bagel. Whoa.
Bagel.
My wife was cutting a bagel with the Wonder Knife, and she cut the web between her thumb and forefinger. Deep enough, she cut the big tendon too.
Oh, you know, when I first heard it, I heard it cutting the web. I didn't think about it, but you know how far down you have to cut the webbing, to cut the big tendon? Oh, now I'm picturing like just dangling there. Oh, yeah, when I first heard, for some reason when I first heard it, I didn't catch the thumb. I heard webbing. I'm thinking like here. But yeah, this... Ooh, her hand's not going to work the same ever again because you have to cut through muscle. They didn't cut through the skin, the muscle.
I heard her screaming and ran to help. I wrapped her hand in clean paper towel and then kitchen towels. We only live a few blocks from a hospital, so I didn't call 911. I had our son drive us there while I kept her hand elevated and I put pressure on it. She had to have surgery on it. I never once said, I told you so. All caps. I also, apparently, was not as sympathetic as I could have been. I don't know what else I could have done. I held her hand the whole time. At the hospital, I did all of the talking while she got admitted. I did not leave her side until we got home. She said that she could feel my judgment. I don't know what that means.
She could feel the guilt eating away at her when she... There are people, no matter what you do, no matter how wrong they are, they won't admit it. And instead of admitting they're wrong, they'll try to shift it onto you. But she doesn't want to admit she's wrong. It sounds like she's definitely a textbook case of not wanting to take accountability. She just got to admit she's wrong, but she won't. But yeah, it's just like, he warned you and he forbid the kids from touching that thing. Like, don't you touch that thing. But you just had to use it and then lost your hand. Or your thumb. Ugh.
Yeah. I did throw the knife away, though.
Yep.
Can anyone explain what I did wrong?
Nothing.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
I'm like, nothing, King.
Wait, so okay, so
She's being outrageous.
he threw the knife away.
It is also why I wanted to react to it. Because I said before, a lot of times on podcasts that do Reddit stuff, unless you write this, if you're a guy and you don't write this story very clearly and very accurately, a lot of times they come for you. And it's like, you can't leave anything out. But there have been times, even when the person writes it perfectly, they still go for them. It's like, what are you doing? But it is also why, because even they recognize that, even if he said, I told you so, he didn't do anything wrong. He was there for his wife when she cut her hand. He warned her before she cut the hand and didn't listen. And he's there. He's taking care of everything. She just feels guilty and doesn't want to admit she feels guilty. And so she's trying to blame him. I could not be married to someone like that. We would never got married. It's like, I can't stand that crap. It's like, no. And when I hear people get married to people like that, it's like, wow, I love them. But they drive you crazy. It's like, it's not supposed to be that way.
He wrapped her hand.
He wrapped her hand.
Took her to the doctor. Never once did he say, I told you so, which, I mean, he could have said that very...
Or he could have been like, there's so many versions of I told you so. There are so many versions.
And he didn't even say it in a nice way. He held his tongue. He bit it.
She seems like she's like really...
He could have been looking at her like, you stupid. I told you. He's probably doing this. My wife will make a noise sometimes when she does it more. And me and the kids both notice this. Like, what are you doing? She's like, what? And she doesn't even realize she's doing it. But when she starts to get anxious, she starts making this noise. And it's like, you don't even realize you're doing it. She's like, no. It's like, okay. But I kind of wonder if he was doing that where he was just like breathing himself, try not to cuss her out. It was like, look what you did! I told you! What are you doing? You know, because there are times even when my kids get hurt, it's like, I told you. And I gotta stay calm, take care of them, make sure they're all right. Then later, like, I told you not to do that.
Said it herself, so she's taking it out on him.
Thank you. Feels like projection.
See?
Yeah, feels a little bit like
they
projection.
were on his side.
I mean, she did say, she said she could feel my judgment.
I like it when they go by the story. And I don't care if it's male or female. As long as they go by the story, that's what I want. Because a lot of times they have people who will add stuff to the story. It's like, that wasn't in the story. Where are you getting that from? And it's like, just go with the story. It's okay to kind of say, oh, there's probably more to the story. But based on the story, do you think they're this or that? And this one, they didn't do that. They went solely based on the story. But just from the wife's reaction, like I said, she's definitely projecting.
Yes. Okay, so have you had someone say this to you before? I've had someone be like, you're pissed, aren't you? Or like when the situation, when you are right, when you are a told you so, but you haven't said it. And it's just so clearly a told you so moment. And you haven't said anything. But your friend is like, I know I was wrong. And it's their ability to sit in being wrong that kind of determines the moment.
So there's no way I can say this without sounding like an asshole.
Okay.
But I'm usually the one that
is right.
So I don't rub it.
I am the one who's usually right in our relationship, and me and my wife. And the only time I rub it in her face is if it's something simple, you know. But otherwise, if it's something else, I don't say. She's even got mad. Why do you always got to be right? I said, I don't have to always be right. But when I am right, I'm right. And when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The problem is you don't like the fact when I'm right. She didn't like that.
Yeah.
I just move on.
But sometimes the moment that you were right is so palpable.
Oh, I know.
And that person is so upset that they were wrong.
Uh-huh.
That you don't even have to do anything.
No, and I didn't. It just happened the other day with the carpool lane. And I was driving my horse to Palm Springs.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to get in the carpool lane. And Justin goes, why don't you just stay in this lane? And I go, well, because he was like, you're not going to be going that fast because you have a horse in the van.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I'm in the carpool lane, I'm not going to have to be braking as often. So it'll be better for the horse.
Yeah.
And I think overall, I'm going to be maintaining a speed. And if people have a problem that I'm going the speed limit, they can go around me. That's their burden to bear. And we're driving, and sure enough, the carpool lane is the most effective, safe way. And traffic is halting. And I feel him look over at me. And he literally goes, you don't even have to say it. You were right. And I'm like, I didn't say anything.
And it's not you.
It's not me.
It's just him coming to terms with that you did tell him so.
Yeah, no, he felt it. So much so that like preemptively he was like, you were right.
And that's, it feels like OP, or it feels like the woman who was cut.
Yeah.
Feels like I feel your judgment is so unfair because it gets into like energy policing that I think about all the time, where someone's like, well, I can tell you're upset.
I haven't really.
Yeah, I hate that stuff too. When someone's trying to tell you that, I can tell you're upset. It's like, upset about, I've been in a situation where like, upset about what? It's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Because a lot of times if I'm not upset with the situation to where I just move on. And someone else like, oh, I can tell you're upset. Upset about what? You're not talking to us. I'm doing something else. I've moved on. I'm not worried about that. And then I got to point out, I don't talk to you guys anyway. like I've had that happen at work. It's like I don't talk to you guys anyway. I really don't talk to anyone here. Like I come in, do my job, and I go home.
Language, but the like minute you're saying it to me, I feel on edge.
Where it's like
because I can envision it.
Policing. And they're like, well, I can tell you're not happy we chose this restaurant.
Oh, I hate that.
But then sometimes there is energy that someone gives off that's bad, right? It's like hard to say that like maybe OP was just being like, when you were in the carpool lane, you didn't do any like faces, right? 'Cause I'm thinking like,
I'm just 10 and 2. Just driving with the horse.
You're just thinking about your horse. Because sometimes people have an energy. But
as I said, he could have been just but also he may not been doing anything. The fact that he was probably calm and knew what to do pissed her off. Like she probably saw it as he was prepared for this. Like you were prepared for this. How could you be prepared for this? And it's quite possible he plotted it out in his head ahead of time. I do that. I'll create scenarios in my head, and then sometimes a scenario will happen. I'm like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And yeah, so it's possible that happened, but he sounds like the type of guy who just was more concerned about his wife and less concerned about rubbing it in her face. Maybe in a couple of days he would have said something, but overall, at that moment, it sounded like he was just like, oh God, that's a lot of blood. We need to get you to the hospital. So, and she probably I guarantee you, he's probably the one that's always right in the relationship. And that's part of it. It's like, God, he was right again.
Anything, but it's very passive aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
But it sounds like OP wasn't doing that.
No, he's like handling this situation well. I think it's more so guilt and projection, because it's like she just sliced her tendon.
Or it's almost like, I feel your judgment. No, it's you feel your guilt.
Yeah. And it's hard admitting, like, I was wrong. Thank you for taking care of me. But, ma'am, you got to. The most common way to cut your hand is by cutting a bagel or an avocado.
Everyone says the bagel thing.
Avocados are really dangerous.
I've cut bagels, and I don't know what the hell you people are doing that you've cut yourself. What are you doing? The only thing I think of, people are stabbing it through the bagel while they're holding the bagel. Like, first off, why are you stabbing it towards your hand? If anything, hold the bagel down, press down through the bagel, kind of come, then hold the top of the bagel and slice down through it. I've never had an issue cutting up a bagel. I don't get what you guys are doing. And avocado, I've cut avocados and I've never had an issue. I cut down to the pit, spin the avocado around the blade, like you just spin the blade and then you just put the blade down and then you twist the avocado, it comes apart. You take the blade and as long as it's not a double-sided blade, you put the blade down and you smack the back of the blade. It goes into the pit. You twist the pit, pull it out. What are you guys doing? Because some people should not be using a knife. All right, I'm going to end it right there. It looks like they're just going talking about cutting stuff. But yeah, this whole thing feels like she's guilty. She feels guilty. And like that, he's probably gotten used to her not listening when he warns her about stuff. I know, like I just said about like adding stuff to it, but I'm just trying to think of the situation in the sense that from what he's told us, like he saw that blade. He thought, well, let me try it. He said, oh, hell no. And he warned everyone. He did not want the kids going near that thing. He said, don't you use that thing. But she was determined to use it no matter what, even though he warned her, and she nearly lost her hand. And when people say, I can feel you judging me, like even with me, like I said, I've had that happen where I wasn't judging you. Like I moved on from the situation. You feel guilty about something you did. Probably something maybe I warned you about, and now you realize, oh God, he warned me about that. But yeah. But that was a good one. As I said, I saw that one on TikTok. I thought, I gotta react to this one. But yeah, if someone warns you about something and you get hurt, you don't have the right to go back and be mad at them. You don't, because you were warned. So you need to get over it. All right, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and everyone take care. Later.